All right. Throw this up on the screen. Robert Leshner, if anyone doesn't know, I think he founded Compound.
And
he's a
Superstate.
DeFi OG.
OG.
And he says, I bought a controlling stake in ticker symbol YHC, a low market cap liquor company with a somewhat shady history. My plan is to replace the board and help the company explore new strategies. Okay. So did he do this in the open market?
Yeah, he did it in his Interactive Brokers account.
Okay, so let's tee this up a little bit. This was like a $2 million market cap stock. Surprisingly, was not on the pink sheets.
Surprisingly, yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of odd. It's a real company. Like I looked, they had just released a press release 7 days ago saying they made a new distribution partnership or something.
Yeah, they're selling more alcohol.
So imagine a group like in this office of I don't know how many people are working there, just doing their thing, working hard. Stock ticks up, weird. Stock ticks up again. And then you see someone forward you a tweet. It's like, this guy just bought a controlling stake in your company. And you're like, what?
Am I fired?
This is like the ultimate, you can just do things, right? This guy just went in his literal stock account and just bought.
Probably cost him a couple $1 million.
Yeah. So his average entry is higher than my average entry, which I think is funny because I think he
bought a controlling stake.
Yeah. So touche for that. What's also funny is I think I literally own 1% of this company right now, which is hilarious.
What percent of the coin version of this do you own?
4. So no, this is an amazing story. I mean, I think his average cost basis is $377. He said. Stock ripped
now
today.
Worth
stock ripped 179% today. I think it's over $10 now.
So now it's worth $10 million market cap.
Yeah, it's still basically nothing. And it's a funny thing going on right now because as soon as it kind of came to light that he bought a controlling stake, the board tried to issue all of these shares and dilute them. It sounded like they tried to authorize $46 million of shares or something when the market cap was 4.6 million. No, they had done a reverse stock split prior because the price of the company got, the share price got so low. So they reverse stock split it, presumably to not instantly go to the penny stocks.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's been all this drama because this happened and then they were all right, we're going to just 10x the amount of shares. But there's all these little regulations where you can only kind of issue X amount in a calendar year. They had already done stuff. The TLDRs, it looks like they can only do 400,000 new shares or so, which would dilute him down to 43%. But apparently on his end, because of the bylaws of the company, he can just issue some declarative statement, basically firing the entire board without cause.
Wow.
That's so crazy.
Which would maybe roll back the actions of the board depending on which of these things sort of hits first. And I saw before we got on here, somebody found an update to the shareholders where they posted a notice that they were being sued. The board was being sued, presumably by Leshner because of the way that they issued these new shares. But I think he's going to win from everything I've looked into. It doesn't seem like they can stop him from completely taking over the company.
Sorry, I made you all rich.
I know.
Yeah, I know. That's another thing.
Rich.
They've got filthy rich. They would have taken a decade to make that much money and valuation.
But this is amazing. Everybody's basically oh my God, this is GameStop for Ethereum.
I was thinking that YHC was probably the best performing asset in the investable universe. But then I noticed there was the coin as well, which dramatically outperformed that, right?
That was a meme coin, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I had my first 70x today because I found the.
Congratulations.
Well, I sold nothing, so I've made $0. But on paper, no. When I saw this yesterday, when I saw this all go down, I bought a bunch of the stock, and I ended up getting it around $297 or something. But then I was immediately oh, I wonder if there's a meme coin because SBET had a meme coin. It still does, and I checked the SBET chart and. Initially, Joe Lubin nuked the chart because he was this isn't affiliated with us, which everybody knows. Come on, bro, nuked it. But it was all the way back and about to. So the SBET meme coin looks like it's about to just go into price discovery.
SBET has a meme coin too.
I'm
about to send.
All right. So I looked this up and then I saw somebody had made a liquor house meme coin an hour before, and the market cap was $30K, and I was I looked at it and it looked like it was done on one of those fair launch sites and everything was chill. So I was fuck it, I'm gonna just buy this thing. So I got in
Why
like
not?
$40,000-$50,000 market cap, and it went up to 2.1 million market cap today.
Damn.
So at one point I looked into like my wallet, and I was just like, holy shit, because I didn't put that much in, and then I had like 6-figure balance in there. I was like, oh my god.
Juicy.
But I told everybody I wouldn't sell until at least 3 million. So haven't sold any. But I think some people did some solid 10, 20, 30
Yeah,
X's
I
in
got
the
a text
Discord.
about one today. So
So congrats if you took that. I like to think that the YHC meme coin pump is not over. I like to think we're gonna.
So where do you want to go with this YHC, the stock? Because I think there's some interesting threads to pull on. One is the Treasury thing that we can talk about. The other one is just like the idea of buying like a publicly traded company for $1
Should we do
million
one?
and then like just doing whatever.
I
you
know.
want
Why
with
don't
it.
we just do this?
Like I think that could be fun. Like could Alfalfa just like buy a publicly traded shell corporation and then turn it into something? Because that sounds pretty fun.
and maybe it's helpful to maybe at least hopefully one other person out there is out of the loop like me. But like I understand this is like I was saying on the call. Like okay, this is like the new SPAC remix. So can we get like the basics? And
Yeah.
then
Are you? So
dive
you're.
in?
So you're like out of this, out of the loop
I'm out
on this kind
everything.
of, right?
I'm like dad and startup. That's it.
I mean, what people are basically doing is they're sort of buying like failed publicly listed companies. Like a very popular way to do this is like with like a biotech company, like a company that had like one drug and the drug failed. And now there's just like this kind of shell corp, but there's like no value there. But you can effectively like buy up the company often on just the open market.
for cheaper than it would be to go IPO yourself, right?
Yes.
Like so that's why.
Yes. And then you could sort of just like basically change all the bylaws of the company, put in your own board, do whatever you want to do. And then the play is that like it's basically like the Michael Saylor playbook. You sort of just announce to the market that like, hi, I'm going to do a raise, issue shares, and with this money, we're going to buy some crypto asset. And then the market apparently just rewards you with like an immense pump, which allows you to issue more shares and buy more things, sort of setting forth this like
Just,
crazy
turn
flywheel.
into a micro strategy.
It's literally MicroStrategy,
Yeah.
but for
But like
other
for
assets.
every other asset.
Yeah, like people are doing
And they're mostly
MicroStrategy.
all on ETH.
This
no.
like latest iteration has a lot on ETH. There's probably like 10 or so.
ETH is,
that are on
ETH is the hot one right now for sure.
but they have launched a
You
hyper.
found a use case?
There's like the first use case is just to launch a treasury company. But there's like a
that's how
hyper liquid
crypto
treasury. There's a Tron treasury. There's like many others.
Okay.
So what's Leshner going to do?
That's an interesting question of what he's going to do. I mean, YHC is interesting because so Leshner's company Superstate is like I think the purpose of it is to like tokenize assets like stocks and stuff like that.
Right.
So I think there's a whole universe of like interesting stuff he could do,
Like
aside.
RWA type stuff.
Yeah, and he's like an OG DeFi founder. So like really it's kind of exciting to think about the sort of limitless possibilities of what could happen here. And I like that he's not saying what he's going to do because it just allows the market to just endlessly speculate on it, right? And as long it's like being pre-revenue.
Yeah. Never earn revenue.
No revenue.
Like I hope he never says what he's doing. Like he just like lets everybody just go wild, just drop some little nuggets.
Yeah, and this thing's such low market cap. Even still, after this massive run, it's still such low market cap that it can still 10x probably.